player housing, here it is. They've basically...
very serious about it.
Oh, yes. That which is actually good to hear. So they say they're very serious about it, and what that actually means is this has got its own dedicated team. This is a team who are not working on other things. Their whole job is the player housing feature for World of Warcraft, essentially. So that's certainly good. And, I mean, even in terms of a quote here, here's one from Holly with the Daily Star, British tabloid. Housing is going to be a journey for the next couple of decades.
Jeez.
It's going to stick around and live with us. It's your house, it's your home, so we're really committed and dedicated to it, and we've built an entire team around it. So I think they clearly see this as being a massive thing. Another bit of my brain says they also could see this as something that could be another monetization vector if they wanted to go in that direction, which would certainly be a good way to justify getting enough of a budget to get a large enough team or, asset or resource allocation to just make this as big as they can, basically. But knowing that it's got its entire discrete team is certainly a good thing.
Discrete team, they've hired ninjas to do it.
Because I think a lot of people's fear would be this would just be an expansion feature. It would feel a bit half-baked, garrisons, and it could have problems and wouldn't really live up to people's expectations. I think they are being very clear in their interviews that this is a pretty serious feature. And it's also been worked on for a long time. This is actually interesting.
Fun. That was very fun.
Jen and Eric stated on social media the player housing was worked on as far back as 3 years ago when they first started working at Blizzard. They deleted the original post as it was confusing people as to when the development first started, which they have no idea about. That is, it's fair to say that's probably more, it was being worked on. Maybe in a different iteration. Maybe in a different scope.
Also, one thing to remember when we're talking video games, worked on could mean so many things. This was very specifically a big thing when it came to Concord recently for PlayStation Studios.
The amount of people who think that was for, or this has been worked on for 7 years, $400 million, blah blah blah. It's wrong.
Yeah, there were thousands of people working on this for 7 years, and it's like it was. When we say 7 years ago, we mean there was a concept on a napkin 7 years ago, and then for a couple of years we were fiddling about. And then we staffed up. Yes. And then we started spending money to make it.
Scale production started in 2022. Yeah. Or it was either 22 or 21. I think it was 22.
Something like that. But that's kind of thing where we don't know if this has been in full development for 3 years or...
Almost certainly not.
Or this was, hey, this is on a whiteboard as a thing we've got like one guy scoping out tech-wise to come back to us with a report.
Now look, if this has been worked on for a year, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, I would imagine this is probably worked on since, I would say maybe early Dragonflight at the earliest. Because I'm kind of thinking they did the flippity floppity and decided, what if we make the game good actually? Which is really unfair, but that's what it felt like as a player. When they went, okay, we need to take our decline seriously and act to solve it. They did that. That was obvious with Skywriting or Dragon Writing. That was obvious with how Dragonflight panned out even initially, and I think that was very clearly that was going to be around the time they go, okay, Dragon Writing's done, or the tech we have for this is done. Okay, go spin up the team to work on this because we know people want it.
Well, the point is at that time they realized they needed to stop working on random throwaway features and things needed to actually stand to the game for a while, which I think is fairly obviously what's going on here. Now, there is going through what a community wish list would... yes, millennials, congratulations. You can now own a house and a car, thanks to Blizzard Entertainment.
Yeah, I think this was...
Looking at the video itself, you can see that they featured a Bulwark of Azeroth, Royal Crest of Lordaeron, a few other things, miniature Goblin Shredder, and is it here? Yeah, the Night Elf Huntress Warcraft Rumble toy is there.
That's a Rumble toy, right? Yeah, I knew it was familiar, but yes.
So I would wonder if they will bring things like that in. Maybe they have... they have the 3D files, obviously they could do that.
What's the other weapon? You don't know the name of the other weapon either, you bastard. Not Thunder Fury, that one. Because obviously that's Keldar, that's Bulwark of Azeroth. I was like, Azeroth, I don't know what that is. I recognize it, but I don't know a name. I'm no Asmongold.
So there will be placing your things in your house, yada, 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 all that stuff you would expect. In terms of community wish list features, well, people would probably want to choose an area,
Everything.
choose a zone, choose a style, so not just generic Alliance Horde like with garrisons.
If I can't put my house directly, specifically 3.5 feet away from the Tauren starting spawn point, I'm not buying your game. But yeah,
I think it'll definitely not just be Alliance Horde. That would be insane.
yeah, I think you can look. Oh, we don't. Well, it's not here, but one of the final shot. Was it before the home sweet home or after? Either way, the shot of the Alliance and the Horde like mats, welcome mats. I think is just to kind of be like, okay, well, it's cool, whatever. But also, this is an Alliance house.
Yeah.
So they just wanted to make sure people didn't go, this is an Alliance house? Alliance feature? Ah! Which, you know, I don't mean to be too unfair, but people are unhinged.
Oh, people are completely unhinged.
People do, like, even earlier there, people talking about, like, oh, of course, another Horde faction leader's the raid boss. You're like, yeah, it's the story. Anyway, yes. Yeah, so we were kind of very briefly talking earlier
That's what
about...
the Horde gets for having interesting characters. Not with Gallywix, but with the other faction leaders. It was mostly because they could have interesting characters who'd be involved in a story, unlike the boring Alliance characters that Blizzard never did anything with. Anyway. Yeah,
but what about Tess Greymane and Kalia Menethil and Jaina, who's never done anything wrong, and all that?
I fall asleep.
Well, Jaina actually was a raid boss. We just didn't kill her.
Yeah.
We killed all the Horde ones, though.
So,
hang on.
People want gardening, people want expandable sizes, people want an area for their mounts, battle pets wandering around, profession integration, like maybe a carpentry, lumberjack, and to make old content relevant again. Honestly, those are all great things. We just need to wait and see.
So, let me think. What's not here? What's not here are things that... And I think this is very well chosen. Because it didn't include some elements from community wish lists, such as Bank Nipasa or an Aha Nipaha.
Blizzard, do not ruin World of Warcraft.
Yeah, profession table. What else? What else have we got? There's other things in the game. Transmog NPC.
Imagine if you fly into Dornegal and there's no one there because they're all in their houses. Yeah. Because that's where the profession tables, transmog vendor, banker, etc. Or, you know.
And also, I think I saw this. But I think it was mostly a joke. Mythic Plus portals. Maybe Riyadh portal, maybe a raid portal, you know.
Oh, portal to Riyadh. Great. I'm sure they'll get investment from them too.
Oh yeah, of course. Mailbox, and
See,
yeah.
There's this big
quests,
thing of players just want convenience, but you keep on giving convenience until suddenly it's not a game anymore.
Yeah. So
the World of Warcraft turns into the menu for instanced content craft.
So I'm going to channel the spirit of Warlords of Draenor developers shortly after the release of Warlords of Draenor. Oh God, what are we doing?
Fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rethink your entire life and perspective on everything if you are the person requesting portals to dungeons and an auction house in your house.
Yeah.
Although, monetization, we can talk about that, so everyone's thinking about it. And to take a look at another MMORPG,
Memorpaga,
we have got The Elder Scrolls Online, which, so...
Housing starter kit for Fiverr?
Yes, to go through that.
Oh my, hang on. Okay, let's do some quick mathematicals. I'm sure there's a way to earn free crowns or something.
No, crowns are the premium currency.
Oh, they
of the
only
game.
fucking kill me dead. Jesus wept. So, which one of these we're going to look at as our base price? Which one of these? Because they're obviously very different. Okay, let's say $15 for 1,500 crowns. That's the base price, right? You can get a bit cheaper. $15. So, Daggerfall Outlook would cost you, let's say, about, I'm not really going to work it out, but just under $100 for Daggerfall Outlook.
Now, to be clear, I can actually explain how the system actually works because that is needed context.
Yeah,
okay?
that's good because I look at this and I say, are you charging me 100 quid for a in-game house?
The way that it works in the Elder Scrolls Online is, first of all, you can purchase inn rooms. So that is a room in an inn that you own, right? So there's those which are in the various different zones. They can only hold so much furniture. The next size up is apartments. Now, apartments cost 11,000 in-game gold, which I don't believe is that much.
That sounds like nothing because all games have massive inflation.
And they also, they can also cost crowns. So you can buy them for either gold or crowns.
Okay.
Right? So 600 crowns would be, a private room in the Barbed Hook, as an example, in Skywatch. Then
that's fairly cheap, especially because people are pointing out that you get 1650 crowns per month with the paid sub.
Yeah. Then we go one up, and we got small houses. So small houses allow you to place all 8 storage chests and coffers if you own ESO Plus. Very good. Now, there's plenty of different houses in plenty of different areas. Those cost about 60,000 gold or 2,500 crowns. 2,500 crowns being like 2 months of sub or whatever they are on the crown store.
2.5K here, you'd be buying 3,000 for $25.
All right. Now, one size up again is the medium house. These are more like 250,000 gold or like 4,000 crowns, 3,800 crowns in and, sort of in and around
so
that.
So you're looking at $30-$40.
And then you've got large houses.
Is that these ones?
Nope.
No?
What? Large houses are like 1 million gold.
Right.
But you've got to remember, this is an Elder Scrolls game. So these are actual houses in the world.
Yeah.
And you own it.
Just like you would in a Skyrim or an Oblivion.
In one of them, yeah.
One of them games.
And these can cost like 6,000 crests, 7,000 crests. And then we go one up again, and we get manors.
Are these notable homes? Are we still not there yet?
No, they are. So
okay.
manors can cost like 3.5 million gold, and those can cost 12,000 crowns, which is like a year of being subscribed to the game, or just
$100.
Drop $100
bills, yeah.
But there are also, Matt,
Furnishings?
Crown Store exclusives, such as the Fog Break Lighthouse, which
Lighthouse kind of sick.
But you can't buy it in game.
Right.
It was last available 2023-04-20.
Oh, FOMO crowns spending?
FOMO crowns no longer available.
Okay.
The currently available ones.
Limited time offers. Great deal.
LTOs. Mm-hmm. Now, you could get, as an example, the Earth Tier Cavern. If you would just like your own cavern to sort of skulk about in, eat some fish.
Honestly,
sort of do a bit of a golem.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Oh my god, Lucky Cat Landing. A medium house. So, that's basically how that works. Now, again, these are in the mold of an Elder Scrolls game. If it's being done in World of Warcraft, I've got to imagine that'll be different.
Yeah, I can't imagine them looking at ASO and going, we'll just yoink that, no problem. I also don't imagine them looking at FF Store and going, yo, we'll yoink that straight up, because it also has furnishings. It also has, how do I describe it? You'll actually look at the side. You see set, indoor furnishings, tables, tabletop, wall-mounted, interior wall, ceiling light flooring, and outdoor furnishings. So basically everything. There's a huge amount of it in game. There's a lot of it is like kind of earned through prestige.
I imagine Blizzard will do that.
Yeah, and huge amount of things. Blizzard will probably do this one. The question people are, I think, concerned about in some capacity is the actual house itself and how they do that. So obviously,
it will not be.
It's not going to be insane. It's probably not going to be paid for. Because, let me scroll up a little bit.
This is a feature to get new players into the game.
It's your house. It's your home. I can't imagine her saying that and then thinking.
It could be your house. It could be your home.
Yeah, until we take it back, she didn't pay the mortgage.
Now, how about that?
Wow token a month to keep her floating, keep her house alive. Sounds good to me.
There's your World of Warcraft sub fee, right? But what if you could have a monthly sub on top of that is your mortgage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I imagine it's...
Perfect.
Because the smart thing to do here, Business-wise, I think, sorry, I'm tired. The smart thing to do here business-wise, I think, is give people houses, get them pretty easy. A small amount of gold, maybe bigger amounts of gold for bigger houses, but nothing absurd. You want crafters to be able to flex, but you don't want them to have the good experience and everyone else have the bad experience.
Yeah.
I think that's the struggle you have. I think then they're gonna do the furnishing thing, and furniture will be a lot of where the extra money comes from. You'll find the best things, you'll find the more interesting things, maybe not the best things in terms of prestige, but the things that are like, in the same way they sell a lot of the coolest transmogs in the game that are thematically not part of the game itself in a way, like the Love Witch attire, all of like the thematic things. The trading post could end up being a source of a lot of it as well, because that will be really, really good for that.
Please give us more ways for tenders, please.
Yeah, they could improve the tender count along that at the same time to make that feel better. But there's definitely going to be big drives to incentivize extra money from this, because, and this is a slightly meta point, but if they've built an entire team around it, someone at Blizzard is going to be keeping track of the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then someone at Microsoft is going to be looking over that spreadsheet going, make the numbers on one side bigger, please.
Look, if this is a monetized feature, I'm not going to be angry. It just needs to be done tastefully.
Yeah, of course.
And it needs to be done in a way that still makes me feel like I am a premium customer of a premium product, because that's what World of Warcraft is. I think that they have generally done a good job of that, but the Brutosaur is a perfect example of, oh dear, you have stepped too far over the line by having game functionality that is only in that thing beyond the store. So they need to be careful with that. But if it can be a win-win where World of Warcraft gets more resources and, the WoW team can say, hey, look, our numbers are up. We got a whole bunch of investment to do a big new feature and it paid off. Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it always has to feel like that is then going back into World of Warcraft, and whenever they sort of violate that, then that's when it feels bad. I mean, even thinking about FF14, people probably felt more okay about the in-game store and all of those things whenever it was Shadowbringers into Endwalker and everything was great and they were happy, but look how quickly a lot of their players turned on them whenever they started to feel like the deal was not so good.
Yeah,
so, you've always like the most important thing, like the fundamental thing that you're trading on top of is goodwill, and you need to keep that good.